শুরু করবো দীপদা?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So hi everyone, you all know me guys. So let's start the session today. Our main topic is LDS, that is Lightning Data Service. But before start the Lightning Data Service, I have to know what are the topics that has been already covered in the previous session that already you guys have already learned. So can one of you tell me what already the topic that has been covered in the previous session?
Mainly in Lightning, LWC. So Lightning Web System, Web Design System, whatever. Actually, any one of you can explain that whatever we have already learned, and what you any kind of doubt or anything you have regarding the previous session, you can ask, and then after that we will go to the new topic. Anyone, Shubhadeep, Munimala,
Okay.
Ansita,
Yeah.
anyone can explain. Yeah.
So basically, we had two classes, and we had the basic idea of the LWC, that how it's going to be rendered through the JavaScript and HTML and all. And after we get a assignment, and there we come to know about the data tables and how to wire a function through Apex and all. So those are the basic idea that we have already covered in the classes. So that's all, I think. If anything I missed, Rakesh that can tell you.
Okay. So where service you guys already know, right? How to call the class, how to fetch the Apex class details to LWC.
Yeah, and yes, that is the part. And we have also come to know that how to put that specific data in the data table through the assignment that we have given, that we have done already. Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, so regarding that, do you have any questions? Any one of you?
I think the wire that was covered previously, it was mostly wiring a what can I say, Apex class method, right? But wiring a function, that is yet to be covered. Okay, and
Okay.
other than that, I think we should at least once discussed about the life cycle hooks for everyone, like what gets called after what, those things.
Okay, lifecycle look has been covered already, right?
Right, just a overview will be helpful,
Okay.
like first constructor and so on, those things.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Great. Okay, then let's start.
Sorry to interrupt. I have one question, but I will ask after the session. Okay.
Okay, it's regarding this only. I mean,
Yeah, it's regarding our assignment. Actually, once I have stuck
okay,
in one
sure,
place,
sure.
so I should ask after the
No
meeting.
problem, no problem. Sure. Okay, let me share my screen. Is it visible, my screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, okay, let me open the VS Code as well. Okay, so just tell me about the where service, how we can call data from Apex class. Just I mean, in a nutshell, in a brief, just tell me how to call Apex class data to LWC with the help of where service.
Okay, let me try. So there will be two methods.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, two kind of way that can call Apex method through a where, like a property and a function. We can say that is a method as well.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, in order to call an Apex class, we need to import that specific method
Okay.
from Salesforce Apex, and after that, I mean the syntax will be like @Salesforce, and after that a slash Apex slash.
Syntax is not necessary, Shubhodip.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, just
Yeah.
tell me the procedure, what we are doing basically there
Okay.
in the.
So we need to specifically import that specific method from the specific
Mhm.
class, and after that, using the where decorator, we can append that specific method with our property or function.
Okay. So what are the difference between this property and method? I mean,
Yeah.
you just said
Yeah,
that.
this I can tell you. Like wiring a method is simply, if your Apex class having a method, that
Mhm.
means you are working with your backend data, right? And that data will be available in the method itself. For that, you can wire a simple method and you can import directly from Salesforce database. But if you
No, no,
wire a function,
no. I think you get me wrong. Let me ask you again.
hmm,
There are two things. Okay, when you are varying the data, you are getting the or fetching the data from backend.
hmm,
There are two ways. One
hmm,
is you can bind with a property or you can
hmm,
bind with a method, right?
yes.
So what is the difference between binding with a property and a method? Any one of you, just feel free.
Okay.
Okay,
Let
you
me
all
let,
guys
let
know me,
let me
guys.
try. Let me try.
Yeah, sure.
If we want to just if we have no need to manipulate the data in the backend, so
Mm-hmm.
then we can simply use the property. And if there is a need to manipulate the data, like if we want to store that data somewhere and we want to manipulate that, then we can prefer the function or method.
Okay. Anything else?
I think
Any?
if you wire a function, then you can also handle the error scenario. If you are not getting the data, that scenario can be handled too, right?
Okay, that is not the complete answer. Okay, it's no problem. Anyone else? My purpose of asking this question is to see whether you guys have already a clearer view of this particular thing or not. Otherwise, you cannot. I mean, create the or you cannot work on the LDS system. Okay, that's why I'm asking. Anyone, at least try. No issue.
Beta Surajit, you can just give a overview to them. If they have any doubt or something, that should be clear.
Okay. Okay, then let me recapitulate all these things. Okay, then we'll start the LDS system. Okay, so where service has two things. Okay, where is basically one decorator available among all other decorators like track, API, and where. Okay, all these three decorators are there in LWC system, and there we are using where. So why we are using where to fetch the data? Basically, where service, what it does, it fetch the data from backend. Okay, and where we can store that data, that is fetching the data that we are fetching from backend. Where we can store the data, we can store the data to in a property or in a method. Okay, so what is the difference? Let me tell you now. Let me create one component. Now let me first authorize the org. Okay, let me create one component. uh, mm, okay, so in this component, first what we need to do, we have to import the where decorator here. Otherwise we cannot use the where decorator to fetch the data. Okay, but before all those things, what we need to do, we have to create the Apex class and we have to deploy it first. Okay, so let's go to the Apex class. Create Apex class. So let me give one example. Let me fetch the details of account. So account details. Account, okay, details. Fetch account details. Fetch account details. This is the name of my Apex class. Okay. So we all know that to use the Apex class, we have to make it annotate with Aura enabled, right? Otherwise, we cannot use that class in the LWC component. Okay. So now let me first create method public.
And one thing, sorry,
Mhm.
whenever we are going to apply that specific class with Aura, sorry, where, then it should be cacheable equal to true, right?
Yes, I'll tell you all those things one by one. That's why I have not written it yet.
Okay, great.
So public static list of account, and call the method name as fetch get data, get account data. Okay. Okay. So I'm not going deep into all those things. You guys already have learned this thing, public static list of account, because if you don't put the return type, you cannot call the class from the Apex class, right? Because it will return some value. This method should return some value, and that's why we'll be able to use that particular class in our component. Okay. So now let me take one list here again. The data type account, list of account, acc list equals to select name website from account. Okay. I don't want to show all the records because it will, look like very odd in the page. So many records are there in my org. So let me limit those data, limit in. Okay. Now the thing is that what we need to do, we have to first push this code into our org. Right now this code is in the VS Code only. Okay. So first and foremost thing is, first create the Apex class and push it to the org. Okay. Otherwise, if you first create the component and then first push the component into the org, then it will throw you the error. Okay. It will not work. So always remember, first create the Apex class and first push it to the org. So let me push it to the org.
Mention the return type, otherwise it will fail.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Always, because it has the return type, account return type, so it will return the value of acc list. Okay, that's why I'm returning this value, its value. Okay. Sorry. Okay, it's all successfully pushed to the org. Okay. Now in the component, if I try to call this class, call this class and this method to fetch the data and to show this name and website in our page in the UI. So what we need to do, there are two options basically. Okay. So @where. We can do @where. Okay, let me first import the class. First, we have to import the class. Import. What is the method name? The method name is getAccountData. Import the name of the method from underscore @Salesforce Apex. So what is this? Salesforce Apex is the module name. Okay. There are so many modules available where we can fetch our method that we can use in the JavaScript code. Okay. So Salesforce Apex is one of the methods, modules, sorry. Okay. So from Salesforce Apex, then just tell me one thing. For a static method, how can I call a class
Class
from
name dot
anonymous method?
method name.
Right, very good.
Hmm.
So same thing we have to do here as well. What is the class name? Fetch account details. Dot method name. What is the method name? Get account data.
One question
Mhm.
here, like we have written import directly the method name, right?
Right.
If we do not write the method name or use something of our own, like any name, will it be working? Because we are specifying the location that from here you are taking out something.
Yes,
Will it
yes,
be
it will
working?
work.
Huh.
Yeah, it will
So
work.
which one you are talking, like the first one, import, then the
Yes,
get
yes.
account data? Yeah, you can you can give any kind of
Any
value.
any name.
Hmm.
This is basically an alias. This is like your nickname. Okay.
Yes. This is the container, like here I can store
Right.
whatever name I
Right.
can
Right.
give.
Right.
Hmm.
Okay. For your ease of understanding, I am showing you the same name. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay. So now have to fetch the data. Where? Now how to fetch the data? Where you are fetching the data. Okay, try to understand the grammar behind it. Why to from where you are fetching the data? This from this method. This method is a name that you are importing. Okay, so put it here. That means you are wiring this method, this backend method that is already existing in the Apex class. Okay, from this method you are fetching the data, and to which you want to bind the data. That means whenever the data is coming from this particular method, where do you want to store the data? Okay, so now here there are two options. One is property and one is method. Okay, let me show you the property first. So get ACC data. Let me get ACC data is the property name, suppose. Okay, so property, what is the property? Property is nothing but a variable. Okay, property is nothing
Hmm.
but a
Any
variable.
any JavaScript variable.
Exactly correct.
Hmm.
So basically here we are storing the data that is coming from this particular method. Okay, so now to show the data coming from backend, what we need to do, we have to write the HTML. Otherwise we cannot show that, right? That we already know. So let me do one thing. Lightning card. Let me take one lightning card. Then it will be look better. Sorry. Okay, in the lightning card, let me write one template. uh for each loop, you guys already know.
Yes, we do know that.
Okay, okay, so in the for each loop, what we do, that means for each means in which list we are traversing. Okay, that means let me clarify it again. In this method, the data is coming from this class, this method, right? Now where the data is lying right now? In the ACC list. Okay, so in this ACC list, the data is there in this ACC list. Okay, and for item we can choose one particular S object or one particular record, where I am traversing from in this list, and from this list I am picking one by one single record and put it here in this item. Am I clear?
Yes.
Okay. So in this list, let me put another name, ACC or account. Let's say account. Okay. Then in the next, just below the template, in the next tag, we must write the key. Okay. So what is key? Key is basically
The idea of the records.
exactly the unique identification of the record. It should be the unique identification. So where is the unique identification? Account. I mean, for every record, what is the unique identification? It's ID. So account dot ID.
Dot id.
Okay. Great. So sorry, the tag name should not be key. Tag name should not. Let's say it's a paragraph or it's a div tag. Let's say.
I guess it's key field.
No, it's not key field. It's key only. Key
Okay.
field is there in the data table.
Okay.
Okay. The function of both are same here. The key field and key both are same here. Okay. But in this syntax, it is called key only. You are correct, Payal, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So in the div tag, what you need to show, we can let me show here account dot name. And to show this, we have to bind it. Sorry, we don't need to bind this. We can show that here. Okay, let me deploy the code and try. And some of the thing I have not done here deliberately. Why? That I'm going to show you very soon. Let me push the code to the org. Okay, let me show. Oh, sorry. The XML
Like,
file.
yes, I was about to tell that. Like, the component is not
Yeah,
exposed, right?
of course, of course. This is mandatory. I'm sorry,
Hmm.
guys. This is mandatory. You always have to expose the page, otherwise you cannot. It's not going to work. Okay. Okay. So targets, we all know. Here we have to mention all the target where you are putting the keeping the component to show the component. Okay.
Yeah, you need to remove the question mark.
Thanks. Lightning.
Close the target in the last part. Close it.
I guess backslash.
Black.
Yeah, backslash. Lightning.
Direct.
Okay. Let me push it now. What is your component name? Demo component. Okay. What is the problem here? Targets lightning component one. Target.
Record. Record spelling
Page.
is
Okay.
Okay, see.
Spelling is wrong. Yeah.
It happens all the time.
Mhm. Okay. Let's go to this page. Demo component.
It is,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. Uh, First, tell me why the data is not showing here. First, tell me
Yes,
why
I
the data
think
is not
The
showing.
Apex class is not cacheable called it
catchable.
true.
Yes.
Correct. Right.
Hmm.
So in the Apex class, it is always mandatory if we are using the where service. I mean, we are using this where decorator to fetch the data. That means on load of this page, if the data is true, it will show the data in the UI. Okay. So for that, it is always this is the mandatory thing where here the cacheable equals to true. Otherwise, you cannot show the data in the UI. Okay. But if we try to fetch the data imperatively, like if it is imperative calling, like imperative means uh, if I click on a button and then I want to show the data, then it is not necessary. It is not mandatory. Okay. So
Hmm. Because I think then the true scenario we are already handling in the promise itself, right?
correct. Right.
Hmm.
Okay. So once you put the component in the page, you don't need to go back to edit page again and again. Okay. Just right click, inspect. That's it. Now go to the refresh button, but don't click. I mean, don't left click. Right click. There is three options: empty cache and hard refresh, and that's it. You are good to go. Okay. It's still yet not coming. Can you tell me why? I have put it
I,
deliberately here to show you why it's not coming.
the property is not binded.
Tell me. Anyone else apart from Indranil and Subodh?
That oh sorry. Okay.
If you have any question, ask me, please.
I guess the ID is not
No, everything is there.
okay.
There will be inner properties in where method like data and error. So we need to
Yes,
handle that as well.
because this is a property. Okay, when you are binding this method with a property, this property by default, I mean, it uh, stores the data and error both. Okay, so you cannot differentiate. I mean, like if you just create one variable, suppose like let me call you a um,
Sorry, but can you please tell me once more about the gate ACC data, because I have also learned from try to learn from YouTube, but I didn't get exactly why.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, thanks, sure. So get ACC data, what is that? Get ACC data is the property name or the variable name to which we are binding the apex method, right? This is
Okay.
the apex method.
Mm-hmm.
So we are binding this apex method to this data, to the property. This is the JavaScript property or the variable, you can say. Property, don't think, don't complex it much. Okay, this is nothing but the variable. Property is nothing but a variable.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
now the data is coming to this
This
property.
like this variable. Yes.
Yes. So
Like
whenever
sorry to interrupt, but here like gate account data is like the query which you are fetching. So that value will be coming to get ACC data, right?
yes, correct, exactly. You are querying in this
Yes.
method in this apex class.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now this data is coming to, you are storing this data in this get ACC data.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm.
So what is I mean why this data? I mean whenever you are writing any or you are declaring any variable, is there any option to handle the data and error in a variable? If I just simply call it a I mean account, suppose account data.
You have to
Suppose this is the variable name. Can you
yes,
do anything with that?
like you have to initialize first.
No, no. I mean, do you know what inside this? You don't know. This
No, no.
is
It's
basically
like
empty.
yeah.
This
Okay.
is just a storage. Like you
This
can
is
store something here.
just a container,
Hmm.
just a basically a container. Okay.
Without any type. There is no type.
Java, in JavaScript, generally, if you define normally like this, it
Hmm.
will by default, I
String,
mean,
right?
defined as a string. Okay,
Hmm.
Okay, it's a, like a empty string.
correct. So uh, my main motto is to show you why it's not coming. I mean, why it is coming here, but why it's not showing in the page.
I
Because
believe it is not initialized
no,
first.
no, it's not about initialization. It's about whenever you are using a property, you have to use acc list dot. Sorry, where is acc list? This is the property name.
Yes.
Take the property name here. Get acc data, because here the data is coming to the
Hmm.
particular property. Okay,
Hmm.
and where it is coming, where we can find the data, this properties data property.
Okay.
Okay, I'm telling you again. So we are fetching the data from apex class, we are binding it to the particular property. Okay, now
Hmm.
this property, data property, this property also has data and error. We cannot separate all those things, because this is just a variable. We cannot manipulate the data here. Okay, we can just, what we can do, we can only store the data here,
It's kind of a container.
just like a container, nothing else. It's a variable. Okay, so here the data is coming, and its data property we are using here to get the data, to traversing the data. This is the list basically. This is nothing but this list.
Hmm.
Am I clear?
Hmm. Hmm.
This is nothing but this list. So for each this dot data, always remember when you're using property, so property name dot data, otherwise it will not work. Then from this data, from this list, one by one, we are picking one by one record, we are putting it into this account for item, and in the key section we are mentioning that this account dot id is the uh, unique thing here. Okay, then we are printing the name, or we are showing in the account dot name in our UI. Okay, now let me show if it is working or not.
It will be showing the account name, right? It should be.
Yes, correct.
So Rojita, are we are also fetching the ID in the SQL statement, right? In the Apex
Correct.
code.
Yes,
So what
account dot.
happens if we don't fetch that? Then we don't have a unique identifier. So what happens on that case? So if you want to iterate,
Sorry, come again.
uh, we are fetching the ID also, which is a unique identifier by default, right?
Yes,
But what if we have a list? Obviously, list will have indexes that will be unique. But still, if we are not fetching the ID, but still we want to iterate over something. Like let's say we are fetching only account name and website, right?
you are not
What
fetching
happens?
this, you are not mentioning key here.
Hmm. No, no, no. I'm not fetching the key from the Salesforce itself. In the Apex code, I haven't select account name, website. I haven't mentioned ID. So that ID is not coming here then, right? If
Here,
we do that, so
here you are
you
talking.
have, yes. So you have also not mentioned ID, right?
Right.
But still, how are we accessing the ID?
Okay, you are talking about we are fetching the IDs, but now not fetching the ID.
Yes,
Okay.
but we are accessing, right?
Okay. Let me fetch the ID again and let me try with your solution.
No, no,
Uh,
I'm not giving a solution.
Okay, okay, no problem.
Hmm.
Surajit, one thing, go to the JS file, sorry, the HTML, and then
Mhm.
it's a variable. Just put the second bracket.
Yeah, yeah. That's why it's showing only account.name.
Hmm.
I just
Wait,
wanted
wait, wait.
to show them
Yeah.
why it's not coming. That's why I just am going one by one. Okay.
Yeah,
See,
now it's
the
come.
data is coming. So why I have done that, I have shown you, I mean, I have deliberately do all these things. First, I remove this data. then I remove the second bracket, and previously I just did not make it cacheable equals to true. Why? Because I wanted to show you these things, why we are using these things. Okay, so why you are using here get account data dot data? Because we are using a property. So if we are using a property, then we have to we must show the we must mention the properties data property. Otherwise it will not show, because it will not getting the list itself here if we don't mention dot data. You get my point? The data is coming here, but where it is coming exactly? It's data property. So where that's why I am traversing in its data property, get account data dot data. Okay.
So like if you don't put the ID for fetching part like Indranil was suggesting, so that then only it will be working.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, Indranil, have you answered? If you get answered. Hello. Okay, so the data is coming here. So that's why, because we have already limited 10 data to be shown in here in the page. That's why it's showing only 10 data, not more than that. Okay. So now this is the property what we are using here. Now, if we want to use the method, then what we should do? We're commenting this now at the rate where the same thing, you are fetching the data from this particular method, and now instead of declaring a property, we are declaring a method. Suppose, okay, suppose get same name, I'm giving same get HCC data.
For method,
Yes.
you don't know. We don't need to enter the curly braces here.
No, this is not the method. This is the data you are binding with the where service. Now we are mentioning, instead of a property, we are mentioning the method name here.
Okay.
Okay. Now you will do the all those things. Because the first bracket, the second bracket, all those things. Okay. Now I just told you that the data is coming in its data property, right? So here in this method, you can already handle the benefit of this method. You can already handle the data and error separately here. Okay. So let me show data and error. That means, what does that mean? That means the data is coming from this get account data method, and the data is uh, we are putting the data uh, to this data property. Okay, and the error is coming to this error property. Okay, now how to handle this data and error? If data is true, okay, this means if in the bracket, in the first parenthesis, if we write like this, if data, that means if data is true. You can also write like if data equals to true. Both are same. So if data is true, then let me I have already declared one variable here. So this dot variable name equals to, where the data is coming, data is coming into, in which
Data.
property? In the data,
Data
correct?
property.
So what we have done, just try to understand what we have done. We are using get ACC data dot data in the HTML section, correct? The same thing we did, we have done just now here. This dot account data is our variable name where we are storing the data. The same thing. Okay. Now, what is the difference? The difference is we cannot separate the data and error, all those things. That's why we have to mention here separately get account data dot data. But here we are storing that separately the data into that particular variable. Okay. Now, uh,
Like here you just insert in this dot account data previously you have taken as a string variable, so here you have just putting the data like get SSC
Correct.
data. Okay.
Right. Right. The data is coming in this parameter. In this parameter is nothing but the input. It's taking the input from this particular method.
Mm-hmm.
The data is coming here. The error is coming here. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
The data is stored where? In this particular account data.
Okay, got it.
Else, if error is true, then I can store the error in separate property so that we can use that particular or we can show that particular error in different section, or we can use that particular error in different purpose. Or what we can do, basic thing, console.log, that is printing. We can print to show the data, to show the error, sorry, error. Okay, we are printing it. So if the data is true, then data is coming to this particular variable. If the error is true, then it will be printed in our console. Okay, so now what is the difference, how to do it in the HTML for each loop? Very simple. You don't need to do anything. What is the
You just need to
sorry,
give
account
the,
data?
yeah, variable name here only.
Yes. So you just don't need to write account data dot data. Why? Because the data is already stored in this particular variable. Okay, now the complete list is here in this account data list only. The complete list is here. We don't need to mention account data dot data. Just mention the variable name where you are keeping the data, you are storing the data. Understood?
Yeah.
Okay, let me push the code and try. See, you can still see the data. Okay, so this is the difference between a property and a method, and why we are using method. Suppose in our code, in future code, in further, what your code we are what the code we are writing in further JavaScript. Okay, uh, what, suppose we need this particular uh, data separately to process to process in, or to, for manipulating the data. Basically, why we are using the method? To manipulating the data. Okay, so that we can use it further in our JavaScript code. That's why we use this account data, we put this data in an account data property or variable, then we can use it further. But with the help of that, every time we cannot manipulate the data. Okay, we have to use always, every time we have to use like this dot get account data dot data, get account data dot data, like that. But here, if we just use this particular variable name, then you can all easily access the data that is coming from the backend. Okay, that is the purpose of the method, to manipulate the data easily. Okay, hope it is clear. Anyone else, any question? Please ask me, guys, if you have any question. Okay. so let me go to the LDS part now. At least I think this is clear now. Okay, so let
Yes.
me go to the LDS part. So what is LDS? Let me first tell you what is LDS. LDS stands for Lightning Data Service. Okay, what is that? Lightning Data Service is a basically Salesforce handle thing. Salesforce handle this thing. What is basically nothing but the uh, suppose you want to use, I'm giving you with the layman term so that you can understand it better. Suppose you are using one particular form. Okay, but we don't need so many fields. Like accounts in the accounts, suppose if we go here in the new button, see there are so many fields available, right? But suppose we don't need all those fields. We don't need all those fields. Suppose we need only account name because this is mandatory field, and phone and rating, or not, let's say phone, account name, phone, and website maybe. Okay, these three things are there only. So what we do, how to manage all those things? Okay, there are several approaches. Okay, one thing we can do, we can create an apex class. We can fetch these three fields, we can put it here in the UI, we can create an HTML, all those things. Okay, the problem is, if we write an apex class, it's not just an apex class, you have to write a test class for it. Okay, and there also you have to handle the error in the apex class itself. Okay, the promises itself, the DML, there is some DML issues could be there. Whenever suppose you are trying to save, and because of wrong code or something like that, you are not able to save the save particular record. Okay, so this type of issue generally happens, or it could happen. Okay, so what is our solution for that? Since Salesforce already provides this type of solution, okay, we don't need to write all the time this apex class, then we can avoid creating apex class every time. That is the benefit of LDS. Okay, what we can do, we can just take a form with Salesforce, Salesforce provided modules, like what we did here in this JavaScript component. We have taken this Salesforce Apex module. Like that, Salesforce schema modules is there. Salesforce I18N module is there. So many modules are present. Okay, where we can fetch our Salesforce provided data. Okay, so with the help of that, we can store the data very easily, because we don't need to handle the DML by ourselves. Salesforce is going to do that on behalf of us. They are going to do all those things. Okay, that is the benefit of LDS. Okay, but there are too many. There are two other options. There are two different options to create an LDS. One is with UI record API, and another one is with Lightning record form, record edit form, or record view form, which is called the base component. Okay, now what is the difference between Lightning record edit form, and record base form, or the Lightning UI API? Okay, are you guys following me, or I'm going too fast? Just stop me where you want to I mean
It's all right. It's all right.
Okay, so there are two options, that is Lightning record edit form, or record form, record edit form, or record view form, and another one is UI record API. Okay, so what is the difference? In the record edit form or record form, we can basically take the full layout of this thing. Exactly like this thing, this layout we can take. If we want to take the same layout, same looking layout, we can fetch that with our particular proper field that we like to fetch here. We can do that. Okay, that is the advantage of the record edit form, record view form, all those things. Okay, but with the UI record API, what we can do, we cannot fetch the layout, but we can create our own UI. But we don't need to create the Apex class. We can use the LDS system, but we cannot fetch the exact layout that is present in this org. Okay, in the standard Salesforce system, we cannot fetch the standard thing, but we can fetch the UI. I mean, sorry, we can fetch the fields and we can create our own UI. Don't worry, I will show you one by one. Okay, so let me create the LDS system with the UI record API first, then the standard one. Okay, then you will I mean, you will get it better. Let me create um, okay, let me import it. For UI record API, if we are using UI record API, we have to use, there are some um, methods we can use, like what we basically do in the LDS system. We can save the record, we can edit the record, we can delete the record. Sorry, not in record view form, we cannot delete the record. Yes, but normally with the help of UI record API, we can delete the record as well. Okay, and also we can create the record, create, delete, and update the record. These four things we can do with the help of UI record API. That thing we cannot do with the record form or record edit form. These are some differences we will get to know one by one. So let me first import the method create record. Create record. Okay. Always be careful when writing, I mean, when coding in LWC, I mean, in VS Code, in LWC, basically, especially, everything is case sensitive here. Everything. So always be careful on this part. Okay. So where I am from which model we are fetching? Import create record, then at the rate
Lightning UI record API.
lightning, exactly, lightning slash UI record API. Yes, lightning UI record API. Okay, so what we are doing here, basically we are importing this standard method create record. This is the name, this is the standard name. Okay, and we have to bind it with a curly braces. Bind means we have to put it like that. This is the syntax. Okay, import the create record method from lightning UI record API. Okay, now what we have to do, I just told you that if we are using lightning UI record API, we cannot fetch the exact layout. What we can do, we have to create our own layout in the HTML. That flexibility we have. So let's say here I'm taking another lightning card. Okay. Let me give you a title. Create record with UI record APIs. Okay. So here, let me show you with the example lightning. Let's say lightning layout, and then lightning, I'm taking three fields. Okay, lightning input, let me copy it, lightning input. So in the lightning input, what are the tags, I mean, what are the properties available? First thing is label, to show the name of that particular input. Suppose what is the first thing is name. Let me copy it. second will be phone, third will be website. So phone, third will be website. Okay. Now, um, in the component, I mean in the HTML, what else we can do? Lightning input, uh, label, then value, sorry, value, and then on change. Okay. Sorry. Up to this, is there any doubt to understand this? Value on change. Is there any doubt? Anyone else? Okay. Okay. So we are taking three inputs. First one is name, second one is phone, and third one is website. Now, what we need to do, we have to store the value that input is providing to this particular input boxes. Okay. And we have to handle these events. Okay. So first, what we need to do, we need to store the data. Okay. So before that, uh, basically, okay, let me deploy. Okay, it will not deploy. Okay, no issue. So on just let me put a handler. Suppose name handler. This should be phone handler, and this should be website handler. Okay. I'm declaring it. I'm declaring these methods because when we are giving input is into these input boxes, the value is changing, right? Whenever we are typing there, we're typing something, the value is changing. So on the change of that value, what we need to do, we have to store this particular value to a particular variable so that we can use it further, right? So that's why we have declared this name handler method in on change. So in the input, we have to use this on change method because the value is changing. When this method is fired, it should fire whenever the value is changing. That means whenever we are giving some input to the input boxes. Okay. Now click on this name handler. This is the name handler. Here what we can do, this is basically an event. On change is basically an event. Okay. So this will take as parameter name could be anything. It could be your name, it could be event, it could be e, it could be v, anything. Okay. Don't think that event should be there only. Okay. Now let me declare one variable here. So suppose let me say call it a name, then phone, and then website. Okay. So here, how to store the data? This dot name equals to
Event dot target dot value.
event dot target dot value. Okay. Now, can you tell me what is the significance of, I mean, why I have written this event dot target dot value? What does that mean?
It will come the value for the data you have fetched.
Hmm.
Value will be coming here.
Data I have fetched.
Yeah, like in the no, actually you are not fetching. You just inputting some data in the form, right?
Correct.
So that with the data you have entered through UI, so that
Hmm.
value will be coming there. Like these .NET will be taking the name, So and for another field, another
Mhm.
another
Mhm.
in the another variable, you will put the another variable, means value, as I understand.
The significance, I think the event should be the on change event here, and the target
Correct.
is the
Mhm.
nothing but the input field, and the
Mhm.
value is specifying the what value we are giving in the input field.
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly.
That is the part.
So let me clarify it again. Okay. So just try to understand very carefully why I am writing event dot target dot value. Event, what is this event? This is the event. What is the event? On change is the event. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm writing, when changing, the value is changing, on change event is fired. Okay. So event dot target. Target means this lightning input, the tag name. This is the target. So event dot target dot value.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, that's how it is keeping the data into this name field, name variable. Sorry.
Yes. Got it.
Okay. Okay. For rest of the two, let me do this. Copy and paste. What is the name? Phone handler. Phone handler. Website handler. Okay. So let me at least deploy it first, then I'll show you. That's why Lightning UI recording module is
I think the at the rate should not be there. Only Lightning UI record API.
At the rate API. At
okay
the
at the rate. Yes, you're correct. There are the documentations available. Okay, don't worry about these all those things. If you don't remember, you will eventually remember all those things when you are working on a project or you were used to of it. Okay, but don't worry about it. Don't need to remember all those things. It is not possible every time. Okay, just there are documents available. Go there and check it and copy and paste it. That's how we should work. Okay, now go to the home page, go to the edit page. Let me check. Yeah, okay. Why it is coming like that? Okay, because I have taken lightning layout. So let me remove lightning layout, then it will come under this, I mean one by one. Let me check this again. Okay, why it is coming? Because the value is blank, that's why. So we have to put the value of which, where we are storing the data, name, phone and website. So we have to copy and paste it over here. We are storing the data in these variables. We have to bind those variables here in the HTML. Website, website. Okay. Now let me push. Okay. Now the main thing is to create the record on click of a button. Let's say save button is there, and when we click that save button, the record will store in the backend, in the object, in the account object. Okay. So for that, what we need to do, we can use this create record. But before that, we have to import the object API name and also the field API name of that particular object. So how to do that? Import. These are alias, nothing but the nickname of those fields or objects. Okay. Just like this thing, I have used the same name, but it is not mandatory. You can use any name. So let me ACC underscore OBJ object. Okay. From from at the
At the
rate
rate Salesforce
Salesforce
schema.
schema. Okay, so what is this? Basically, Salesforce schema where the object is there stored. Basically, in the Salesforce, there is a thing called schema builder where you can see all the objects and all the relationships between these objects. Okay, so that's why this module name is Salesforce schema, where we are fetching the object details and the field details. Okay, now Salesforce schema, I'm fetching the object name, object API name. So object API name is account. This is the real object API. This should be the real object API name. Okay, this is the alias of this object API name. Am I clear? This is the real object API name, and this should be the alias of this object API name. Okay, same like that. Import. What are the fields I have taken here? Name, phone, and website. So acc underscore phone from at the rate Salesforce schema. Then you, you can see already it's coming. You don't need to worry about that. So account phone, just go for the phone. Account phone, here it is, account phone. So that means acc phone is the alias of this account dot phone. That means instead of account dot phone, you can use this particular alias name. Okay, same thing. Import acc name, phone, website. Okay, name, this is name from at the rate same. Okay, let me copy it. I'm writing all those things again and again. Account dot name. Yes, account dot name. Okay, then last one is website. Account dot website. So all the fields and the object API name I have fetched. Now what we need to do, we have to create one button, and on click of a button we have to insert the data. Okay, that user is giving in as an input. Here in the input box we are putting those data in the backend. Okay, so let me create one button here. Let's say if element slot actions, cannot say actions. Okay. Here lightning button. Is the lightning button, again the label should be there. What is the label? Label should be save. Let's say save. And on click of a button, what we need to do, that we have to mention here, that is in on click. Okay, on click, let's say save handler. Okay. So if I click on it, if I put it over here, save handler, then when I click on this particular button, it will go to the save handler method. Okay, now what we need to do, we have to prepare the data to store in this particular API name. that user is giving in the UI, and that we have to send it back to the database. Okay, so how we are gonna do it? We have to create fields. Let's say const fields. Why const? Why const? Because const is variable, yeah, one kind of, you can say, data type, which means we cannot modify the data once we assign the value of this variable. Okay, this is means constant basically. Okay, so what we can do, fields, then what is the API name we have, I mean what is the alias we have fetched for fields? ACC name first. Let me use ACC name. So ACC name dot, what is this? ACC name is what?
Field
This is
API
the
name.
of field API name, correct. For that you have to mention field API name. Exactly how I am mentioning, try to understand that and try to remember it. Okay, field F is small, A is capital, N is capital. Okay, you cannot write anything apart from this. Okay, ACC name dot field API name. Then in this field I want to store the value of what? Value of this name. Okay, then this dot name, copy it and paste it. Simple. Same thing like that. Let me copy it and paste it. ACC name, now ACC phone should be there. ACC phone. Field API name and this dot phone, it should be there. Are you getting me, guys? Hello.
Yes, 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 yes. It's fine.
Where is that website? Okay. Now what we have done here, we have prepared one fields which is basically nothing but an object. We have mentioned this as a blank object. Now in this object we are putting this. Okay, in this object we are putting this all those fields with the help of this field API name, and what the user has provided in this particular those fields, those data is coming in this name property or name variable, and this from this name variable that data is going to the backend to this field API name. Okay, now we have prepared the fields in an object format. Okay, because these are object. Okay, we are sending the data. When we are sending the data, we are writing all those things, this input box. When you are writing something, okay, Salesforce doesn't understand, or JavaScript doesn't understand, is it an object or not. This will be taken as a string only. Okay, so I mean, for their understanding we have to mention here this is as a field, I mean as an object, otherwise it will be throwing error. Okay, so field has been prepared. Now the other thing is the object. To which object we are storing the data, in which object we are storing the data, that we have to mention here. So for that also again we are taking a const variable, const, suppose record, suppose let's say equals to, this should be also in a object format, so I have put it here is as a curly braces. Okay, and there what we need to do, const record, what we need to do, we have to mention two things. Record is taking two parameter, I mean not parameter, I mean two things I have to provide here. First thing is object API name, that means in which object it is going to store, and the second thing is the field API name that we have already provided and we have stored in a field object. Okay, so first thing is object API name. So API name colon. What is the object API name? ACC obj. We have imported ACC obj dot object
Object API.
API name, comma. What are the fields? This is the fields. For fields, what we need to do? This is the syntax. Fields colon is fields name. Remember that always one thing you should remember, that this API name you should mention like API name like that. Then object alias. This is the object alias dot object API name, and in the fields you have to mention the fields. Okay. Okay. Now, what are the what is the method we have imported? Create record. So this is the create record method, and this create record method is basically in the back end. It's handling the DML function, DML method. Okay, what we generally write in the Apex class, they are doing it in the back end. Okay, it's handled by Salesforce only. So what we need to do, we have to pass the record, because in this record we have stored the API name of the object and the fields. That's it. And whenever we are using DML, it is always mandatory to handle the promise. That means, promise means if the data is successful, data is successfully inserted to the database, then what you should do, what the task you need to perform. Okay. And the second thing is, if the data is not successfully inserted, if some error comes, then how to handle it. Again, same like in the where what we have done earlier, data and error, like that here this is called promise. So how to handle the promise? Dot then. Okay. Bracket. Now in the bracket, what we need to do, this is called JavaScript fat arrow function. Dot then, the data is coming in the result. Don't think all this name. Don't focus on this name. It could be anything. It could be my name. It could be response. It could be anything. Okay. I'm putting it as a result. Now arrow equals to sign and then greater than sign. This is called the fat arrow function. Okay. Dot then. Dot then means if the record is successful, then what you need to perform. Dot then result. In the result, the curly braces. Now here, what we need to do, suppose if the record is successfully stored, we can store one record ID here. Suppose we can store the record ID, let's say record ID. Okay, let's say record ID here. Let's say this, always you have to mention this, otherwise it will not work. Record ID equals to where the data is coming.
Sure, sorry, Suraj. The spelling is actually there is a mismatch in the variable and see.
Thank you. Thanks. Okay. So what is the where the data is coming? Where the data is coming? If the record is successful, where the data is coming?
In the fields.
Just look this scope only and tell me. Okay, compare it with this one. Where the data is coming?
In the result.
Correct. Exactly. In the result. In the result function, the data is coming. So how we can store the data? Result dot
Data.
ID. Because I'm storing the ID here. All the data is coming here in the result. Okay. And that particular record's ID I want to store in a particular record ID. Okay. For further use, suppose. This is not mandatory. I am using this to show you what the things we can perform here in the promise. Okay. Second thing is console.log. Console.log. Okay. Let me show you. Let's say, let me print it. Record is created successfully. Okay. And this record ID I want to show here. I want to print here. What is the record that is stored in the backend just now, that I want to print in the console log. Okay. So this is the promise dot then. And the second thing is
Yeah,
dot,
put console log this dot record ID.
sorry, this dot record ID. Yes. Always mention this dot record ID, because
And
otherwise it will not
also
work.
check the semicolon. I think there is some semicolon is missing some of the line.
Yes, yes. Semicolon is there. And this is because of dot catch is not mentioned, I guess. Yes. Error. Same thing. Put error as a error. I mean, as a fat arrow function. There, same thing you can do. So many things you can do. Something you can put some alert. Okay, or you can put some toast message here, or you can put any console log. You can store any other data. Whatever you want to do. That is the benefit of these methods. Okay, always the benefit of this method is this. So here let me create, let me print again. Record is not created. Not created. Okay. And of course record ID should not be there, because the record is not, if the record is not there, record ID should not be there. Okay. I'm printing what is the error, or you can say error dot body dot message. Then the whole message will be displayed in the console log. Okay, that we can do. So let me push the code and try if it is working or not.
Check the semicolon on for some of the lines.
I think in modern JavaScript they sometimes give some relaxation. If we don't put semicolon, sometimes they don't throw error. Let me see. Okay, the save button is coming. Okay, now let's say name. Let me put my name. Sorry, phone is 123456. Website is Shoroji. That's it. Okay, let me clear the console and let me see. Just focus here if it is success or not. See, record is created successfully, and this is the record ID. Okay, so if we go back to the account page, you can see
Yeah, there is Shorojit.
where is that?
Yeah, I have just seen. Just you can type, click enter. Yes.
See, the data is stored in the backend. Where is the details? This is the details. Okay, www.sorojit.com. This is the phone and this is my name. Understood? Let me open it in the new tab. Let me show it. So what, let me recapitulate again. So what we just did, okay, we first imported all the account object API name as a alias, then the fields that we want to fetch from um, the phone name and website field from this particular object. Okay, and then what we did, we just create one button, and on click of a button we have mentioned, we have created one handler, and in this particular handler we have created these fields, right? These fields as a object, we have stored this name and all those things here in this API name, and then we have created record that we are going to pass in the create record method. And don't try to make any mistake with this particular method name. Don't make it like create C capital or small, not like that. This will not gonna work. Okay, you have to mention it like that only, create record. Okay, so it's better always copy and paste. Don't try to write it every time. Okay, so here you have to put the input. And what is the input here? The object API name where you are going to I mean save the details, which object you are going to save the record, and which fields you want to take, right? And this is everything. Now after this is the most important part, the promise handling. Dot then if result, I mean you can put it like this also, like a validation also. If result is true, like that, then you can do perform this thing, that you can do. Okay, this validation, this checking is also important sometimes. So the result, the data is coming in this result function, and we are storing the data, the result.id in this record id, and we are showing it in the console.log. And always don't forget to mention this dot record id, otherwise it's not gonna work. Okay, and in the error section we are printing the error. Okay, suppose let me show you the error as well, then it will be clearer for you. Okay, let me, name is the mandatory thing, so let me not put the name here. Console, record is not created, an error occurred while trying to update the record, please try again. Okay, this is the, that's why I have put it here, error.body.message. This is that whole message they have shown. Okay, understood? Any question related to this? Anyone else?
Understood everything.
The rest of you guys?
Understood.
Yeah.
Very well, we understood.
Yeah, understood.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so this is one of the LDS system that I have shown as create record. Okay, Dida, do we have more time today, or
I think we already 30 minutes gone beyond our schedule time.
okay.
So that is okay because this is required. One part actually, I think if we go for other part also, it can be a confusing for everyone. Better that the create record part means LDS part means creating the record without the Apex class. That is actually understood by everyone. That is good, and we can discuss in the next session regarding this other parts. That means the view and the edit page, as you mentioned.
Okay, the base component base form. Okay.
Yes. And regarding the question answer, so we can go for the question answer session. And while you have something that you are confused
Yeah, right.
regarding one of the task.
Some confusion actually regarding the assignment what you have provided to me. So I have tried to do that, but I have stuck in one place. That's why I thought it's a good time to show.
Yeah, definitely you can show us.
Yeah, like actually I have already shown to Animesh Da. The thing is I'm sharing my screen. So like here I have tried to do that as you have told that I can create a add new contact.
Are you sharing your screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so like here, if I put the name, like if I put like Shorojit's name, yeah. Okay, so like if I go to and click on create new contact, so contact will be created and it will auto refresh it. Yeah,
Very good. Mhm.
yeah. So if I go to here only five contacts as I shown, I have limited to five contacts, so only five contact is showing, right? So but the thing is that right now, if actually I was trying to show the account name, but I was not able to do that. I have tried with different thing, but I was not able to do that. The account name. Every time the account ID is coming.
Account name, if you want to show, then in the query, if you are fetching, then it will be account dot name.
Yeah, I have tried it, but I don't know what exactly happened. Yeah, the account ID I have tried to
No,
fetch.
that is not the correct thing as you are doing. Account ID is the ID it will show, but account name it will be contact dot account dot name.
Okay, so means what should I write here? Just can you please tell?
Contact dot account dot name. Just copy the line number 8. Copy line
Yes.
number 8.
And you
Paste
told
it.
me that it is not a right approach to auto refresh. I was trying, but I didn't get any kind of another approach. Contact dot.
No, no, not here. It's a variable name. Variable name you can give anything, whatever you want. You can
Okay.
put like account name.
Yes, I'm just giving account name here
Now in this particular one, contact or account ID as you mentioned, it should be account dot name.
like this.
That will
Yes,
be a child to parent query, right?
yes.
Okay. So uh,
And where actually you mentioned,
record ID. Yeah,
no,
here
you, yeah, code where actually, yeah.
I believe actually I have also
So
forgot. Like this is a very, yeah, this is the table. No, this is the table
yeah,
where
table you have to mention one column for account name.
okay, not this. Okay, so here like here I have already put the account name.
But where, what is the table you shown previously?
This table. Wait. Yeah. Like name, mobile,
No, no,
email.
no, not this one. In the code, you have shown the different table
I
also.
have one is for account to related contact, and one is the creation of contact, and another is the is like table is showing to the related list. The two.
So in the related list section, actually, you have to put the account. You want to showcase the account, and also in the creation, you are not giving any account, right? So that is different thing. But whatever I have done the changes, that is I think at the time of creation.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time of creation, account name is not required, account ID is required. That is different thing. But when
Hmm.
you are showcasing the contact list, that
Yes.
time the account name is required. So go to the JS of this particular one. You have opened all the file, that's why it's confusing.
Okay.
Just open one by one.
Yeah. This is the related list where um, I have shown the table. Right.
Yeah, go to the JS.
Yes. I believe I have created one fetch contacts class. Create contact class and with the fetch contacts method.
Yeah, go to the class.
Okay, like class, if I believe I have to open because I didn't use it from here. I
No,
have
you can open the class that in the VLC code also.
how?
The class name is already you mentioned. Create contact class.
Yes,
Copy that one and search. In the left hand side, you have a search button. That copy the class name only, not all. Only the class name.
yes, 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 yes.
And in the left hand side, you have the search icon. Go there and just search it. You have not faced actually. I think that's why it's not coming. Go to the left hand side. Go there is a Salesforce icon.
This
Yeah, go there and No, just refresh in the up in the up. There is a refresh button. It's connected to the org, right? In the
Yes.
Apex class, go to the Apex class part. No, in the right hand side, you have a button called refresh and then retrieve only. Click on the retrieve. Oh, I think it's already taken the create contact class. You just yeah, you just retrieve it.
This
Hmm.
one, right?
Hmm.
Okay, now it's
Now go to the yeah there and the search icon. Click on the search icon and search it
yeah.
and click it this class. No, below one. Yes. Double. No. Public class. What is written the
Okay, okay, yeah. Got it. Yeah, like this is the fetch class.
yeah, you have already taken the account name.
Yes, but I was not able to show that.
Go to the HTML.
Yes, sure. Give me 1 moment. Given yes.
JS. Go to the JS. Name, account name, field name, account dot name, mobile phone.
That time I didn't understand what is the actually where, but I put it.
Just scroll down. Rojit, can you get the error? What is actually she is
Yeah,
facing?
I'm trying to understand. This dot data response.
Because in the where method, she has written that field name equal to account dot name.
Hmm.
I'm a little bit confused there.
Exactly. That's the same thing.
It's
Uh,
not required. I don't know. So Payal, why you have given there means from
That
where?
time I really don't didn't get the point, but I have written it. But
Means you have taken from any code?
yeah, actually, I have taken it, but I was trying to understand. That's why I told you I was trying to understand through YouTube. I didn't get the point. But that time, actually, I believe it's account.id or any other thing was that. But I thought I should replace it through account name.
No,
That's
no, no. Account ID is actually it's written there is some relation between those two.
okay.
Normally ID we are fetching because for the
exactly.
relation account dot name is cannot be unique but ID should be unique. So
Yes.
getting the uniqueness of the record, that's why normally we are actually referring the ID.
Hmm.
So randomly changing something also cannot. Uh,
Yeah, but I thought that account name means field name as I am
no,
connecting.
it's field name. Whatever you are thinking, it's not the column name. It's
Okay.
not like that.
Exactly.
So you are thinking that if I give the account name, then the column will come. No, that is not the
No, no.
correct one.
Column
Col-
only, column in the column section only.
Column sections, whatever you written, that will always be the column name.
Yeah. So what should I do right now?
I do one thing. Just send me the code base. I will check in my personal dev box that what is the problem because from there I'm not getting what is exactly the problem and API record ID. Okay, you have written everywhere every decorators here, API track, where's everything.
Hmm.
So
I
okay,
that
just
columns in the column section I have mentioned all the columns and the field name like label is the label and the field name is the account dot name. So the account dot name whatever I have fetched in the class, so that like in the class, so that portion I have to put here. That I understood.
But
And
1 minute, go to the one means class. So
yes,
it this is a record page, right? Means it's in the account, right?
yes. No, it's a, like I am fetching the contacts and I am fetching the related accounts
No, it
of
is
the contact.
in the record page. Any account record page, you have added the lightning component, right?
Yeah, yeah, I am adding the lightning component in the contact page. Yes. No,
In the
no.
account page.
Okay, yeah, in the account. Sorry, my mistake. Yeah. Yeah, in the account page. In the account page, particularly how many contacts I have created or it is already
It's
created.
showing all the data apart from only the account name. There is
Yes,
some problem regarding the account name.
yes.
Okay, do one thing. Okay, just do one thing. Just send me the code base, means the class and the JS, the lightning component. I'll check and then I'll let you know.
It would be better
I
that I
think
will share the trail details so you can get it from there, I believe.
So you just copy paste the code from the trails?
Okay.
No, no, just asking. I mean,
Yeah. No, like just copy pasting or just I will provide the credential to the.
no, I am asking that are you just gone to the trailhead and then just copy paste the code or
No,
something you
no,
have
no,
written?
no, no, no. I didn't copy paste fully because some things I because the class I have written on my own, and after that, yeah, some part I copy pasting because it's not like everything I have understood fully. So yeah, but after that, whenever the thing is happen, so like here I understood that. The lightning data table I have to put it like the column section the it is separated the data is the value and the where you are fetching the id that I understood, and where
Do one thing. Just do one thing. Just go, in the where method put get records as it is shown by Surajit in today's session. Remove all those record ID and everything. Just where get record, end it. End the
where like
second bracket.
get yes
Get records.
get or fetch like this
Get
one.
get
it,
anything, any name. You can mention any name.
first you have to put the first bracket, then yeah, but
Yes, get record.
First bracket, then second bracket, then close it.
exactly.
Yeah, now
Just okay. Whatever I'm writing here, just write the same thing.
okay, just like this part I don't understand, so I just removed it. This part as I understand this is a kind of promise and this is a kind of error, like try and catch. Okay, yeah.
Colon, semicolon. No, there is some syntax problem we are getting.
No, actually, get record she has written in the second bracket. It should be in the first parenthesis.
Okay, okay, just remove the second bracket. Just remove the second bracket.
And have to wear it with a property or method.
The method name is fetch contacts. This is the method.
No,
No, no,
just
you need to store the where
you have to import the get record is what? Get record is
No, I think it will be a fetch context. Whatever actually,
exactly.
yeah, it will be fetch context. Sorry, Pile, it's my mistake. It will be a fetch context. Just copy the name. No, the variable name, the first one.
This
After import whatever you have written,
Yeah,
yeah, just keep there.
okay.
yes.
And no, there is some syntax is actually still missing.
No, because he has not mentioned any property name or variable name.
This is the method name.
Anything again we have to mention?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, a property or method name we have to mention in the
like
JavaScript. Yeah,
get con data.
correct.
Okay. Yeah.
Just copy this con data,
Yes.
go to the HTML.
Sorry.
In the data, it's put like
On
con data dot data.
Okay. Now is it showing correct?
yes.
I'm deploying.
Deploy the whole component, lightning component.
Okay, so
Yeah, yeah. Always whenever you are deploying now, always deploy the whole component.
okay,
Always.
okay, okay. So if I go to here, just refresh it. Yeah, but the account name is showing, but it's showing nothing. But it should show University of Arizona.
That
Do
will
one thing.
check.
Do one thing. Just the fee. Sorry, the account whatever you have created. Just go to the sorry the contact whatever you have created that is in the name of something Orithro or something I have seen.
Shubhajit Mollik, yeah, this
Yeah,
one. I
just no, just go to that contact.
sure. Here the account name is visible.
Okay, but it's not showing there.
Hmm.
Mm, I think the column API name, I think there is some problem, I guess. Sorry, not the column. I mean, the data is not coming. That means
The
maybe
syntax can be problem. I think we have to check because the data means see the column is coming as a account name, but there is some syntax problem. That's why
right, right, correct, exactly.
it's not taking. We can check it later. What exactly the syntax problem actually we are getting?
Okay.
Because in I as Surojit mentioned in the JavaScript, normally some of the things actually you cannot find it's a error, but normally the small case and capital case means a very case sensitive one.
Very case sensitive,
So
exactly.
this for a small syntax problem that means this case sensitive problem can create a error there, and then the data cannot from there.
Yeah, I understood. I completely
So
understood.
just hold on for and do you can do one thing just I mentioned just the LWC component and the class you just all these three things just send me and then we can check.
You have this how to send you. Like copy
Uh,
paste.
You can okay just right click there in any component go to the LWC right click.
Yes.
No, LWC comp, not full LWC, just the LWC as you shown here.
Yes.
And there is a open in folder. There is any phone open in folder.
here you cannot find.
No.
Okay, just go to the screen and just right click. No, no, not here.
Then
Yes, yeah. Right click. If that is not the case, then do one thing. Just copy the code JS HTML in a like Notepad plus plus all the component one by one. First Apex class, then HTML, then the JS, and
okay.
save it in the Notepad plus plus or Notepad and send that Notepad to me.
Okay. Okay. I will send to you. Okay.
Okay.
Definitely. Okay. Give me some time. I need some time. So in the evening I will
Okay, it
definitely.
will not a harsh that you have to send
No,
by 10 minutes because today
no.
I cannot take. I means I cannot give any time to show this one.
Yeah.
I that's why I will let you know later when I check the code and everything.
Okay, okay,
Let-
no worries, no worries. And if you please help me on the refresh because I don't get what exactly my fault, but I have tried in my way, like the refresh thing.
Normally, refresh means forcefully. If you don't want to refresh, normally we use the this one as you mentioned. We do not
Okay.
set timeout.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I did it, but anyways,
No,
that
normally this is not the right thing. Why Animeza has mentioned because after sometimes this function actually Windows dot location dot reload, they can actually close this one for particular browser. So it's a problem. It can happen.
okay.
Correct.
So yeah, I really don't know.
So
I
yeah,
have tried because he wants to the auto load, auto refresh.
No,
So
no. Okay, can I say something, Dibda?
Yeah, definitely.
So Payal,
Yes,
what you need to do always, don't refresh the whole browser. Okay, always try to refresh the component only. Okay,
okay.
otherwise whenever you are surfing on a page, okay, what
Yes,
we experience every time, if we click on a button and every time the browser is refreshing or the whole page is refreshing, then it will affect the user experience, right?
yes, yes,
So
yes.
don't ever always try to make the component, that particular component you are working on, try to refresh that particular component only.
Like here, instead of location, I can
No,
write
no,
the.
yes, because you are using window.location, that means the whole window is refreshing.
Okay,
The
yeah.
browser is refreshing. So for that, what you need to do, use the LWC properties, that is the refresh apex. For that, with the help of that, you can refresh the component only.
Okay, okay. Refresh what? Sorry,
The
the
refresh apex.
refresh happens. Okay,
In the
I will.
documentation, you will find that. It's
Okay,
very easy. It is very easy.
okay, okay. I will try to do that. If I will not,
Sure, sure.
I
No
will
issue.
ask definitely.
No
Yeah,
issue. No issue. No,
yeah. This is I have done one more than 1 month, so I have forgot everything.
no
So
problem. No
yeah,
problem. Okay.
today I have just seen and I just remember everything.
Sure,
Just
sure, sure, sure. Just check once, and
okay, okay. Yeah, definitely. I will try it. Okay.
even it is easier than this window dot set timeout and all those things.
Yeah, that time actually I have tried with so many things, but I didn't get the proper solution. So I have tried, and
Yes,
this
and
one
the
is
way you have written here, this function and all those things, this is not a part of modern JavaScript. For
okay.
your understanding, I am telling you. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I will change it. I will change.
Sure,
No
sure,
worries. I will try to change it, and I will do that. No
sure, sure.
worries.
No issue, no issue.
Yeah. Thank you. I
Thank
will
you.
send to Devda. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so I think we can 1 minute.